It's a framework that helps businesses think about the cultural issues of a merger. And as we looked at this a little bit further, we realized there's some real cultural implications in bringing two companies together, particularly from different regions. But you think even in the United States there might be some differences, but then you get overseas when there's some real differences, and trying to bring two companies together can cause some real problems for success. And so some companies fail just because they don't address the cultural issues. So we've taken the best of all of these frameworks and said, you know, if companies ignore certain things, then that compounds the problems. For instance, let's take a look just at how people treat each other differently. I know that when I have, for instance, traveled to Asia and I'm invited to give a presentation or work with a company or with a university, that I'm met at the airport. I am escorted to my hotel. When I have a meeting, I'm escorted back to where the meeting's going to be. Every dinner, I have an escort who's taking me where they need to go. In the United States, it wouldn't be uncommon for us to say, hey, middle manager, here's the, we're going to have some meetings on this day and here's the location. Take an Uber to the hotel. The meetings can be in this room, in this building. You just show up and there's no special treatment. And then you're kind of left on your own. And when you're from a culture where everybody is respecting you because of your position, and people are thinking this is an important visitor, let's treat this person as an important visitor, and you come into another culture where you're not treated that same way, you start wondering about your worth and even about how serious the other company is about wanting you to be there and the expertise that you might bring with them. You think about Nokia and Microsoft, for instance, a merger that took place in the early 2012, 13, 14 period of time. What they didn't realize is that Nokia and the national pride from the Finns around their star company Nokia, which had a worldwide reputation and high respect for this company, they came in and didn't manage that reputation very well. First thing they did, they're starting to see that there's some problems in the economy. Sales aren't coming as they thought they might. So they lay off a bunch of the workforce, and morale in the whole organization just tanked. And consequently, and the short story is, this merger, which took place with $6 to $7 billion, was actually divested a few years later, just in the mid-millions of dollars, in order to get rid of the company because it just wasn't working again. For us, as we studied this, it was a great lesson that Microsoft just did not manage the cultural aspects of this merger very well, and it ended up in a spectacular failure. And consequently, Microsoft's not in the cell phone business. Deliberately and thoughtfully considered before a merger or during the course of a merger, a lot of these misunderstandings can be alleviated, and we don't have the problems and the tensions that come from that would cause people not to work together, and consequently then a company may not realize the synergies that they ought to have just because of the cultural differences.
I've been thinking, if you would like to watch more videos like the one you just watched, please subscribe to our channel or go to internationalhub.org.